ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. Welcome into the Roundup here on a Tuesday. Hope everybody's having a great one. And again, we've got a full studio here as we're talking Alamogordo cross country today with the season. You guys have about a month. Do we have the schedule for sure now? I saw the what was the word you used there? The possible schedule on the workout sheet, right, Coach?
The tentative schedule.
Tentative. I couldn't think of the right word.
Yeah, I think it's up and running. I think we've planned for it, and so hopefully there aren't any more changes to it. But I think it's up where we want it to be now.
All right. Coach Justin Gigler, as we should mention. Coach, what year is this now for you?
Year 6.
6, okay. Well, last year was a huge success. First off, you want to introduce who you got here with us. We got a couple of repeats from girls soccer, but we certainly want to introduce them again.
I have Sheyenne Drake, I have Paxton Rodwick, Alex Cavolo, and Gabby Sandoval.
All right. How's everybody doing today? Good?
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what we want to hear. Coach, third place for the girls at state last year, double district champions. 2000. We didn't get really a chance to talk to you on the air after last season, but 2016 was a pretty special year for Tiger Cross Country.
Oh, I think so, definitely. Just that I don't know what was more special to me personally was the third place girls finish, which was kind of their first one, actually the first one ever for our program, and or the district championship on the boys' side. It's been equally as long since we've won a district title there. So it's a pretty special year, and I think we're looking for a little bit more this year.
Well, I know you're excited on the boys' side because it was a relatively young group last year, and you were hoping to get things to put together by the end of the season, and it kind of came together perfect. In fact, right there at the end, it was pretty close in terms of you guys winning the district championship and not, if I remember right.
Right, yeah, it was exactly right. It came right down to that district championship. Santa Teresa was kind of up on us all year long, and we knew if we could just get our core group of guys that are past our three main guys ahead of their little bunch that runs a little bit closer to the mid-pack, we would be fine, and that's exactly how that race unfolded, and those 8th graders last year really stepped up. And
for the girls' side, do you lose any of your top 5 from last year?
No, I don't lose any from the top 5 from the finishing that we had at state.
Okay.
I lost Nyeza Johnson, who was our 5th at district, because she did graduate. But other than that, no, we've returned our top 5 on the girls' side, and I think we're looking a lot healthier and a lot fitter. So I think we've got a chance to do something special with that this year as well.
All right. Well, we got Sheyenne Drake back in the house again. She's gotten used to this way too much recently. We had her for girls soccer, now for cross country. Just during the summer, how have managing the 2 workouts been for you? Has it been pretty easy so far in the summer?
Well, I've just started both of them back up, but so far it's so good. I make some cross country in the morning and some soccer in the morning, and then I also have the soccer in the afternoon. So
been able to work it all together.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Paxton, talk about last year. I mean, in terms of seemed like the confidence that grew with the team last season. Did you feel that moving along as the season progressed?
Yeah, everybody, when we got to state, everybody's confidence seemed really peak, which was great for the 8th graders because we didn't know how they were going to handle this kind of huge meet. And so when everybody kind of pulled together and became more of an actual team at the very end, it was pretty great to see.
Yeah. Alex, getting the experience at state, what was that like for you for the team to get the experience at state last year?
It was pretty neat. Get to go to state with everybody.
Yeah. How about the experience of running against some of those top teams up there when you see the Albuquerque Academies of the world, things like that? What was that like?
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Guys went out there and ran 15:30s. I was a few minutes behind them, which is a lot.
But it also gives you something to strive for, right?
Yes.
All right. Gabriella Sandoval is here as well, and of course she was an 8th grader on the girls' side last year. Will be a freshman this year. What did you learn from being a part of that district team and that group that did so well at state last year? I know you competed with those girls all year long. What was that experience like for you?
I feel like it pushed me better to try my hardest and give it my all and work hard. And they taught me how to run and do it better than I could.
Do you feel stronger as a runner? I mean, do you feel like your times can hit a little bit stronger this year?
Yes, I feel like cross country really helped me out last year with running and working out.
All right, Coach. I mean, overall, when you see this many kids returning, how do you manage the expectations? Because certainly I know you always have high expectations for this group, but it's kind of you want to push it even further this year. So what are you telling them so far? Are you kind of holding that off until official practice begins?
No, we've had those conversations already. I made it clear with the girls the expectation. Is like we definitely want to be third place or better again, but I think we have that opportunity to put almost all 5 girls in the top 20, and if we can do that, then we'll be very successful. We had, of course, Sheyenne and Gabby and Kyla Fugate did that for us last year, and so we're just trying to move the other girls along. You know, I believe that each one of these individuals here had a very, very strong track season last year, and Alex PR right there in both the 2 mile and the mile at the end ran his best races of the season. You know, Gabby had the opportunity to run the mile at state, and Cheyenne the 800, and Paxton paced the guys around all district long, and so just playing on that success, you know, and for the girls' side, I think there's some girls that are going to make a huge jump. I expect Madison Varnier to be really, really, really solid for us this year. And I know last year, towards the end of the season, about 4 weeks to go, she had a really nagging hip injury, really impeded her progress. And so if we can keep everybody healthy, I think we've got a tremendous opportunity to be successful. And also Vanessa Nahar and other soccer players been out practicing with us too, and I've seen what she can do in track the past 2 seasons at the middle school level, and so the girls are looking really solid. And then in addition, on the boys side, you know, somebody I didn't mention yet, Michael Gagnon. You know, he was 3rd place in both the mile and 2 mile at our district meet last year as an 8th grader. And, you know, he's come out and had really, really strong workouts. But, you know, past those first core of 3 boys here with Alex and Paxton, I haven't seen a lot of the kids out this summer, so I'm just hoping that they're putting the work in. Because, yeah, that expectations of just being really dominant at the district level. Like last year, we kind of eked out that victory at the end. You know, I like to kind of open it up, you know, and just kind of run away from them this year. That's our goal. And the girls, I think, will have little to no challenge at the district level for their district run. But again, for them, it's managing the expectations at state. So if we just can stay healthy and stay fit, we'll be great by the end.
And the big state competitors at Los Alamos and is it Academy on the girls' side too?
Absolutely, it's on both the boys and the girls. Those are I think they both went 1-2 last year, and I think Los Alamos boys got 3rd, and Kirtland Central kind of bubbled up to get 2nd. But yeah, there's some great programs in 5A. I mean, like you mentioned, Academy and Los Alamos, they're rock solid, you know, and last year Los Alamos lost the state championship on the girls' side for the first time in 7 years.
Wow.
To Academy. And so it just kind of shows you the kind of level they've been at. And it's we're excited to run against those guys and girls, though. They give us a solid opportunity to get better.
And it's kind of a preview that you see with track and field season as well, because we saw that with the Academy on the boys' side won the state championship basically in the distance races.
Distance and throws. That was about it.
Yeah.
That was about it. They racked up points in distance and throws. And you kind of saw the same thing, you know, kind of on the boys' side. Their distance or on the girls' side with Los Alamos, kind of, especially the Academy girls, ran distance really well. They're pretty solid in the track season.
Yeah. Gabby, doing track and field, how much did that help you out? You feel like maybe heading into cross-country season, you got to compete with the varsity team, sounded like most of last year. I mean, how did that help you out, Denny, do you feel like?
I feel like it kept me more in shape since they were really close in seasons. It kept me more in shape for cross-country and soccer starting up in the summer again.
Yeah. I'll ask both of you this, Gabby, and being a part of a state championship team. I mean, is that something that kind of gives you that extra motivation for cross country as well?
Yes, it does. It's like it keeps you hyped. Me being an 8th grader and became a state champion was really cool.
Yeah. Cheyenne, how about you? I mean, being a part of that state title team for Alamogordo track and field, I mean, is that something that kind of you hope carries over to cross country a little bit? Because the teams are kind of connected, I feel like.
I do, and I know that the Los Alamos girls on the distance side who will be running cross country will be wanting to get back at us at state. So I don't know. It's a good feeling being part of like a winning team, and of course I want it to transfer over to all the other teams I play on because we can do big things. So.
Yeah. That seems to be something that's kind of spreading throughout all of Tiger sports right now. Paxton, I guess let's talk a little about summertime and how important doing the summertime workouts are. Just for you personally, I mean, how important is that for you?
It's the difference between being able to run for 30 minutes as the season starts and not being able to. And for a lot of people, you know, you can't really put that for football or basketball, but it's, say, make a 3 or lift a certain amount of weight. You need to have that base. One of my friends that graduated a few years ago, he referred to it as a pyramid, and the summer is like building the base of the pyramid. The bigger you make the base, the taller you can make it. So right now we're trying to make as big of a base as we can, and then as the season starts, we try to get it as high as possible.
Alex, how are you feeling like in your summer workouts where you're at? How you feel like you're going to be? I mean, do you feel maybe more prepared for the start of the varsity season than you have in previous years?
Yeah, so I feel like the summer workouts really like give you a preview of how well you're going to do throughout your year, and how much you put in at the beginning really is going to show your result at the end.
Yeah. Coach, I mean, I'll let you touch in on that. I know you're big on off-season workouts and kids staying at it, because if you're not ready for the start of the season, you're trying to get up to speed over those first few meets, right?
Yeah, that's totally I think the point of the summer workouts for us is we'll have the kids that kind of show up when school starts, and, a lot of them, will show up that first week of school, August 14th, then we turn around, 2 weeks later and have a first meet. And it's usually a little bit rough on them, and they're spending, 6, 8, 10 weeks getting in shape. And then that's when district rolls around. And so it's so important for you guys, or for all of our athletes, to train over the summer, especially when I don't see them in June. It's the kids who put the work in June. You can really see it in July. And it's just, like Paxton was saying, it really is all about building that base mileage up, that aerobic capacity. Because running a cross-country race is 95% aerobic. And as much as we do things that work on our lactic acid threshold and our VO2 max, stuff like that, it's the aerobic base that's the most important thing. And these individuals here look really, really solid this summer.
Yeah, and it's something that I think we see more and more is obviously needing to stay up with it. And I would ask, I'll start with you, Sheyenne. I mean, the nice thing about, I feel like the running aspect of it is something that you don't need a weight room. You don't necessarily need the coaches there with you. It's something you can work out on your own. Is that, something that you try to do in terms of staying in shape?
Yeah, you're right. You can run whenever, you can... you don't need, like you said, you don't need a weight room to go work out or a gym. Coach always at the beginning of the summer sends out a message like, you guys better be running because you're going to be wanting to. But, yeah, it's always something you can get out and be able to do whenever.
And Pax, I would have to think part of it is, when you finally get in front of coach and it gets to that part, whether it's in the summer or the start of the season, you want to show that you have been working and you show that, you're ready to go for the start of the season. Is that part of your workout scheme too?
Yeah, it's kind of an honor thing, because you could tell coach that you've been going out and doing 35-minute runs, and then you show up to practice and you can't make it through the warm-up. There's a little bit of a suspicion there. So
I know.
So whenever you can back it up, that's always a good feeling too. And then, you always want to start out ahead, so you think, you're on your run, you're wondering if everybody else is doing it, and you're hoping that they are, but you're hoping that you're a little bit better too. It's that competitive edge helps push you.
Yeah. Alex, do you guys ever try to get together, when it's not with the team necessarily, with coach, and work out together, or maybe not as much? Is it more of kind of working on it on your own sort of deal?
We're never really trying to get together, but I know everybody does do their individual runs, and everybody will put in the work by themselves because they do have that drive that makes them want to be good.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
I got you.
Okay.
Gabby, is it easier for you when maybe you're doing it on your own, or is it easier for you when you're doing it with the team? What do you find is better for you when you're trying to get ready for the start of the season?
I would feel like doing it as a team, because you have others there to push you and to make you work harder, and you can kind of come together and run together and work out together. So I'd say as a team it'd be a lot easier.
Yeah, and Coach, I think that goes into that. I think track and field and cross country kind of get looked at as individual sports, but how important it is for these kids when they get together, whether it's just the competition aspect of it or wanting to work together and make each other better, it all seems to come as a part of it, right?
Oh, absolutely. I think you probably see a little more in cross, because ultimately in the end, it does take 5 of us working together, and you kind of, in track and field, it's kind of a combination of parts. You got a throw there, or a jump here, or a relay here, and so overall I think it's a little more team-like in cross country. But I've always encouraged the kids to make sure that if you can't get out to run, hold each other accountable. I think that's something that's important, and to show some integrity and go out there and do what you're supposed to do. But I think it's the team aspect, and I think though you're them say the same message, that by the end, once school starts too, we're kind of more of a tight knit community, and everybody's encouraging everybody else. And even the kids, that are right there on the bubble between varsity and JV, they know. If they're on JV, they're okay with it, because they know that, they just needed to work a little harder. And so it's not like, oh, you took my spot. It's nothing like that. It's very much like they know I'm going to take the best 7 runners that day on varsity, and if if they're there, then they're there, and if they're not, then they're not. And so we kind of understand that as well about our role on this team. And and it's kind of really interesting because I get to work with the top varsity kids and the low kind of 8th grade kids that are new and stuff like that. And so I get to work with all of them. I don't think a lot of coaches get that opportunity, and I really enjoy that. And Curtis Williams, who was a longtime coach at Gallup, he said, spend a lot of your time working on those kids that are younger and they're coming along because they're going to be your varsity someday. And I'd make sure to put a lot of time, energy, and effort, on their workouts and and encouraging them to be successful because they're right. I mean, it's a progression, and those kids will be your varsity someday. And so I really do enjoy working all the way up through all the levels with them.
Yeah. So a couple things I want to mention while I got you here. I know you guys have your fundraiser. It's the Black and Gold 5K.
Yes, the Black and Gold 5K is going to be the day after our home meet. So our home meet is on Friday, September 1st. It's going to be at 8 o'clock on September the 2nd. And we're going to do that at where we run our home course out there at Griggs. So to kind of be a trail run. So I'm negotiating with the city to make sure we can make that happen. And so that'll be kind of a different experience for the community to really experience what our kids have to do. Most people are used to running a 5K race on the road, but a trail run's a little different animal. So we're hoping to get a good turnout, and the kids will be there encouraging people. So it'll be interesting.
And it'll be something that's open to everybody, from little kids all the way to adults that want to come out there.
Absolutely, we'll have our we've got. Sorry, I got the best of me there. Yeah. We've got our kids run, our future state champion 1 mile run, and so that'll be available for kids to do as well. And then there'll be the traditional 5K run or walk. We'll have different age divisions and medals, and of course a complimentary T-shirt. So we're looking forward to a really, really good turnout there. And next week everything will be out, but it'll be available on active.com to register, or you'll be able to do it at the Winter Circle or the day of the race. So
opportunity to, and most importantly, have some fun, but also to get out there and support the cross-country group, because there's a lot of kids out there. I always say cross-country doesn't necessarily get the attention that it deserves, but these kids are out there working just as hard as anybody out there at Alamogordo Tiger Athletics, at Alamogordo High School, and they're certainly putting the time in just as much as anybody else is. But before we let the kids go, I want to know what's the time goal by the end of the season, Cheyenne? What are you shooting for this year? Do you know yet? Maybe dream time. If you could absolutely hit your fate, you have a specific time you're shooting for.
I'd love to have a time that was in the 18-minute range. Okay. I totally think I'm capable of that too. So yeah.
Yeah. Paxton, what about you?
Anywhere inside the 16-minute range, I would be happy with.
All right, Alex.
I'm gonna have to say the same as Paxton. So 16-minute range.
Gabby, what are you shooting for?
I would say about the same as Cheyenne, or around the 19-minute.
Okay. Coach, that sound good to you?
That sounds great to me. Yeah, I think we have a great opportunity to hit those times this year. I mean, I feel really, really happy with the results the kids have put in, and I have really high expectations, and I know these kids will rise up, and we're looking to do something special by the end.
Worth mentioning as well, District's going to be at home this year too, right?
District is going to be home this year, so that's always a nice opportunity. And it's going to be, October 28th, which I believe is our homecoming game?
I think, I honestly I don't know the schedules off the top of my head yet.
So it's really late in the season, so it'll be interesting to see kind of how that plays out in the parade and everything else, but because that is also going to be on a Friday. So yeah, we're excited to have the home meet. These kids, we do all of our summer work at Griggs Sports Complex, and so we're used to that course. We'll know that course like the back of our hand, and we're excited. We're just super excited about that.
All right, guys, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it, and we'll I'm sure talk to you at some point down the road. Okay. All right. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.